Success is much like a garden. It doesn't appear overnight. You don't simply wake up one morning and find a full harvest ready for picking. No, success begins with tiny seeds, and it's what you do with those seeds that determines the quality of your life. Every great achievement starts with a simple choice. The decision to plant a seed. It could be a small act of learning, a new habit, or a bold step toward a goal you've been dreaming about. Perhaps it's reading a book, attending a workshop, or simply deciding to be more disciplined with your time. Whatever it is, it's your seed. And like any seed, it holds potential beyond what you can see right now. But planting a seed is just the beginning. You must also nurture it, water it with knowledge, feed it with consistent action, and protect it from the weeds of doubt and distraction. You see, many people plant seeds of success, but they never tend to them. They expect results immediately, and when the first sprouts don't appear, they give up. Yet those who succeed understand that growth takes patience. Think about a farmer who plants corn. He doesn't walk away the next day expecting an ear of corn. He waters, he fertilizes, he pulls weeds, and he waits. Over time, the seed begins to grow roots, sprout, and eventually bear fruit. Your efforts work the same way. The small actions you take today compound into something remarkable tomorrow. You also have to choose the right soil. Your environment, your associations, the people you surround yourself with, all of these are the soil in which your seeds grow. Surround yourself with negativity, and your seed will struggle to grow. Surround yourself with positivity, encouragement, and wisdom, and you create the fertile ground for extraordinary results. Remember, growth is invisible at first. You may work hard for weeks or months and see no tangible results. But just as the seed is developing roots beneath the surface, your discipline, your learning, and your efforts are building the foundation for success. Stay patient, stay committed, and trust the process. Finally, success isn't just about what you harvest for yourself. A truly flourishing garden spreads seeds to others. Share your knowledge, mentor others, and inspire growth around you. When you do, your harvest multiplies in ways you never imagined. So, plant your seeds wisely, nurture them diligently, and be patient with the process. The seeds of success you plant today are the trees that will provide shade, fruit, and opportunity for you and those around you tomorrow. Success often starts in the smallest and most unexpected ways. It begins with a single thought, a simple decision, or a modest action. What can be called a seed? That seed may seem insignificant at first, almost invisible in the grand scheme of life, but it holds within it the potential for extraordinary growth. Many people underestimate the power of small beginnings because they are drawn to grand gestures, immediate results, or overnight transformations. Yet history and experience show us that the most lasting and meaningful success rarely arrives fully formed. It starts with a small, deliberate choice and grows steadily over time. Every achievement, every breakthrough, and every personal transformation begins with planting a seed. Perhaps it is reading one book that sparks a new idea, making one phone call that leads to an opportunity, or setting aside 10 minutes a day to learn a skill that will eventually shape your future. These actions may seem trivial at the moment, almost too small to matter, but they create momentum. The human mind tends to focus on monumental milestones, yet it is the accumulation of tiny, consistent actions that produces extraordinary results. A seed must be planted before it can grow, and that planting requires awareness and intentionality. The beauty of small seeds is that they are accessible to everyone. You don't need resources, connections, or recognition to plant a seed of success. You need only the willingness to act, to take responsibility for your own growth, and to embrace the small opportunities that present themselves every day. Each seed carries the blueprint for growth. It embodies potential waiting to be realized. Just as a tiny acorn contains the blueprint for a mighty oak, the smallest effort you make today can develop into a life changing outcome in the future. Yet planting the seed is only the beginning. Many people plant seeds of success and then abandon them because they fail to recognize the time and care required for growth. Success is not instantaneous. The seed does not demand immediate recognition, and neither should you. Every small effort you make compounds over time, even when you cannot see the results immediately. Writing one paragraph a day toward a goal, making a single sales call, or spending a few minutes learning a new skill may feel insignificant at first, but these small, consistent actions gradually build the roots and structure of success. Another vital aspect of beginning with small seeds is that it allows for experimentation and learning without overwhelming risk. A small step doesn't demand perfection. It simply requires participation. When you take small actions, you can test your ideas, adjust your approach, and learn from mistakes. Each small seed you plant offers feedback, a chance to refine your methods, and an opportunity to gain knowledge that will inform larger, more impactful steps later. In this way, the seed is both a beginning and a teacher, showing you what works and what does not as you progress. Small seeds also cultivate a mindset of patience and persistence. When you embrace small beginnings, you learn that growth takes time and effort. You develop resilience, understanding that setbacks do not indicate failure, but are part of the natural process of nurturing potential. This mindset shifts your focus from the desire for instant results to the discipline of steady, deliberate action. With each small step, you reinforce habits that support growth, laying the foundation for success that is not only achievable but sustainable. Finally, beginning with small seeds creates a sense of control and empowerment. Large goals can feel intimidating, even paralyzing, but small actions are manageable. They remind you that success is not reserved for the extraordinary. It is available to anyone willing to take the first step. Each small seed you plant increases your confidence and reinforces the belief that you are capable of growth and achievement. Over time, the accumulation of these small beginnings produces outcomes far beyond what seemed possible at the start, demonstrating that the most profound success often grows from the humblest seeds. Planting the seeds of success is only the first step. A seed alone will not grow into a strong tree without care, and similarly, your initial efforts towards success require attention, consistency, and nurturing. Many people make the mistake of believing that once they take a single action toward a goal, the outcome is inevitable. They underestimate the importance of ongoing effort, focus, and refinement. Nurturing your efforts is about more than just working hard. It is about working intelligently, persistently, and with deliberate intention. It is about understanding that success, like a living organism, must be cared for in order to flourish. Nurturing begins with discipline. A seed left unattended, without water, sunlight, or protection, will wither. Likewise, your ambitions require regular attention and deliberate practice. Daily habits, even small ones, compound over time into remarkable results. Whether it is dedicating time to study, exercising to build health and stamina, or consistently improving a skill, each action is like nourishing a growing seed. The key is to maintain momentum. Sporadic efforts may create temporary excitement, but they rarely produce lasting results. Just as a plant requires steady care, success requires consistency. Another essential component of nurturing is patience. Growth is rarely immediate. You will not see the full impact of your efforts the day after you begin. At times, it may feel like you are investing energy without reward, like watering a plant that shows no visible growth. But beneath the surface, roots are strengthening and potential is developing. This is why patience is not just a virtue, it is a strategic necessity. By staying committed and continuing to nurture your efforts, even when progress seems invisible, you allow the foundation of success to solidify. Focus is equally important. A seed surrounded by weeds, pests, or competing plants may struggle to thrive. Similarly, Your efforts will struggle if distracted by trivial pursuits, negative influences, or unproductive habits. To nurture your goals, you must create an environment that supports growth, prioritize your actions, eliminate distractions, and concentrate on what truly matters. Each moment you invest in meaningful work strengthens the seed you have planted. Focused effort multiplies the effectiveness of your actions, turning small, consistent steps into substantial progress. Feedback and adjustment also play a critical role in nurturing. No gardener expects every seed to grow perfectly without observation or care, and no individual should expect every effort to yield immediate success. Monitoring your progress, learning from mistakes, and adapting your approach are all vital to cultivating your ambitions. Each challenge or setback provides insight, an opportunity to refine methods, and a chance to grow wiser in the process. By responding thoughtfully to the results of your efforts, you increase your chances of producing a rich harvest. Persistence is another form of nurturing that cannot be overlooked. Even the healthiest seeds face obstacles, storms, drought, pests. Likewise, the path to success is filled with difficulties and setbacks. True growth occurs when you continue to nurture your efforts despite adversity. Persistence does not mean stubbornly repeating the same actions without reflection. It means maintaining commitment, adjusting strategies, and refusing to give up in the face of temporary failure. This tenacity strengthens your resolve and reinforces the habits that lead to long-term achievement. Finally, nurturing your efforts requires passion and belief. A gardener who tends to their plants with care, attention, and love is more likely to produce a thriving garden than one who works out of obligation alone. Similarly, when you invest your energy in your goals with enthusiasm and conviction, your efforts carry vitality and purpose. Passion fuels perseverance, energizes discipline, and sustains patience. When combined with consistent, focused action, it ensures that the seeds you have planted have the best chance of growing into something extraordinary. By nurturing your efforts with discipline, patience, focus, feedback, persistence, and passion, you transform initial actions into lasting results. Every step you take, every adjustment you make, and every moment you commit to growth reinforces the foundation of success. The seeds you planted gain strength, your roots deepen, and your potential begins to blossom. Nurturing is not a passive process. It is an active, ongoing commitment to cultivating the life and results you desire, ensuring that the small beginnings you initiated develop into something remarkable and enduring. Patience is one of the most misunderstood yet powerful ingredients in the pursuit of success. In a world that glorifies speed, instant gratification, and immediate results, patience can seem almost counterintuitive. Yet, just as a seed requires time to sprout and grow, your efforts towards success need the quiet, consistent presence of patience to reach their full potential. Those who understand the value of patience recognize that meaningful achievements are rarely instantaneous. They are the result of steady, deliberate work carried out over weeks, months, and even years, often unseen and uncelebrated until the harvest arrives. The first aspect of patience is understanding the natural rhythm of growth. Nothing of lasting value emerges overnight. A writer does not create a best-selling novel in a day. A business does not flourish with a single sale. A skill does not improve with a single practice session. Just as a gardener knows that seeds germinate beneath the soil long before any sprout appears above ground, you must trust that your consistent efforts are developing unseen foundations that will eventually manifest in tangible results. Impatience, on the other hand, often leads to giving up too soon or abandoning a process just as it is about to produce fruit. Patience also allows you to maintain focus amid uncertainty. The path to success is rarely linear. There will be delays, setbacks, and obstacles that test your resolve. When you cultivate patience, you learn to endure these challenges without losing confidence or enthusiasm. You recognize that setbacks are not failures but integral parts of the process. Just as a tree withstands storms and grows stronger from the experience, your perseverance through difficulties strengthens your character and sharpens your skills. Patience transforms obstacles into opportunities for learning and growth rather than sources of frustration. Another dimension of patience is its relationship to consistency. Success is built not through sporadic bursts of effort, but through regular, disciplined action. Patience gives you the ability to stick with your practices day after day, even when progress seems slow or invisible. Each small step, each repeated effort, contributes to cumulative growth. Just as a river slowly carves a canyon over centuries, consistent actions guided by patience produce remarkable outcomes over time. Without patience, you may abandon your efforts prematurely, missing the compounding effect that eventually leads to substantial success. Patience also nurtures a mindset of long-term thinking. In a culture obsessed with immediate rewards, it is easy to be distracted by short-term gains or fleeting successes. Yet, those who practice patience prioritize enduring value over temporary satisfaction. They invest in relationships, skills, and habits that will serve them in the long run. They understand that shortcuts may provide momentary relief or quick wins, but rarely lead to lasting fulfillment or meaningful achievement. By valuing long-term results over short-term gratification, patience ensures that your efforts yield outcomes that are deep, sustainable, and truly impactful. Moreover, patience cultivates resilience. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned. Goals may take longer to reach than expected, resources may be limited, and circumstances may change unpredictably. When you are patient, you develop the inner strength to withstand delays and setbacks without losing momentum. Patience allows you to approach challenges calmly and strategically, rather than reacting impulsively or abandoning your path out of frustration. This resilience becomes a cornerstone of enduring success, enabling you to navigate uncertainty with confidence and composure. Finally, patience is deeply connected to trust in the process. It requires faith in your own abilities, in the small steps you take, and in the natural unfolding of effort over time. Trusting the process does not mean passivity. It means actively working toward your goals while allowing time for growth to occur. Just as a farmer trusts that the seeds he has planted will eventually sprout, even when he cannot see immediate results, patience allows you to remain committed and hopeful. It ensures that your dedication is steady, your actions deliberate, and your mindset positive, even when immediate rewards are not visible. By embracing patience, you align yourself with the natural laws of growth and achievement. You learn to endure delays, maintain consistency, focus on long-term outcomes, and develop resilience in the face of obstacles. Patience allows you to give your efforts the time they need to bear fruit and ensures that the foundation you are building is strong and sustainable. In the pursuit of meaningful success, patience is not simply a passive waiting. It is an active, disciplined, and strategic commitment to the process of growth, one that transforms small beginnings into enduring accomplishments. The environment in which you operate plays a critical role in determining your success. Just as a seed will struggle to grow in poor soil, your ambitions are deeply influenced by the surroundings, people, and conditions you immerse yourself in. Too often, people underestimate how much their external environment shapes their thoughts, habits, and outcomes. While talent, effort, and determination are important, even the most disciplined individual can be hindered by a negative or unsupportive environment. To maximize your potential, you must intentionally cultivate surroundings that nourish growth, support progress, and challenge you to become your best self. The first element of a productive environment is the people you associate with. You are influenced more by the company you keep than you might realize. Individuals who are motivated, disciplined, and forward-thinking can inspire you to push beyond your comfort zone and elevate your own standards. Conversely, those who are negative, complacent, or critical can drain your energy and limit your perspective. Just as sunlight and water are essential for a seed to thrive, positive associations provide the encouragement, insight, and accountability needed for personal growth. Choosing your peers wisely and surrounding yourself with people who embody the qualities you aspire to cultivate is one of the most powerful steps towards success. Equally important is the physical environment in which you live and work. Cluttered, disorganized, or chaotic spaces can create mental distractions and hinder focus. A clean, organized, and intentional environment fosters clarity of thought and efficiency. Consider how a well-tended workspace, free of unnecessary distractions, allows you to concentrate deeply on the tasks that matter. Likewise, an environment that encourages learning through access to books, resources, or educational tools supports intellectual growth. By consciously shaping your surroundings, you remove barriers to productivity and create fertile ground for your ambitions to take root. Your broader cultural and social environment also matters. The attitudes, norms, and expectations of your community, workplace, or industry influence what you consider possible and acceptable. Being immersed in a culture that values growth, innovation, and ethical achievement motivates you to adopt similar standards. Conversely, environments that tolerate mediocrity, cynicism, or unethical behavior can subtly erode your motivation and self-discipline. Awareness of these influences allows you to make conscious choices about where you invest your time and energy, ensuring that your surroundings reinforce rather than undermine your goals. Information and media are another critical component of your environment. The ideas you consume, the news you follow, and the messages you absorb shape your mindset, beliefs, and decisions. Surrounding yourself with uplifting, educational, and inspiring content cultivates a mindset of possibility and opportunity. On the other hand, constant exposure to negativity, fear, or distractions can hinder creativity, focus, and resilience. By carefully curating the information you allow into your mind, you create an internal environment that mirrors the positive external conditions you are striving to maintain. Accountability is also a key factor in a supportive environment. Being around people who hold you responsible for your actions, celebrate your achievements, and gently correct your missteps provides a framework for growth. Just as a gardener monitors the progress of plants and adjusts care as needed, having mentors, peers, or partners who provide feedback and guidance ensures that your efforts remain on course. An environment rich in accountability transforms intentions into actions and prevents stagnation. Finally, cultivating a positive and growth-oriented environment is an ongoing process. Just as weeds can quickly overtake a garden if left unchecked, negative influences can creep in and hinder progress. This requires vigilance, regular assessment, and the willingness to make difficult changes, whether it's ending unproductive relationships, reorganizing your space, or seeking out new mentors and resources. The environment you maintain today has a direct impact on the trajectory of your success tomorrow. By being intentional and proactive, you create conditions that consistently nurture growth, encourage discipline, and amplify the seeds of effort you have planted. Ultimately, the environment matters because it acts as the soil in which your ambitions grow. Every habit, decision, and action is influenced by the surroundings you inhabit. By consciously choosing positive associations, supportive communities, inspiring information, and organized physical spaces, you increase the likelihood that your efforts will flourish. Just as no seed can grow in infertile soil, your potential cannot thrive in an environment that undermines your focus, energy, and motivation. Taking responsibility for your environment is therefore not just a peripheral concern. It is a fundamental part of cultivating the conditions for lasting success. Negativity and distractions are among the greatest obstacles to achieving meaningful success. They are like weeds in a garden. If left unchecked, they can strangle growth, drain energy, and prevent potential from flourishing. Every day, we are confronted with countless sources of negativity and distraction, both external and internal. External negativity may come from critical people, toxic environments, or discouraging news, while internal negativity arises from self-doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs. Distractions are equally pervasive, taking the form of social media, idle entertainment, unnecessary tasks, or even habitual procrastination. To achieve success, it is essential to recognize these challenges, confront them deliberately, and develop strategies to rise above them. The first step in overcoming negativity is awareness. You must be conscious of the influences that affect your mindset and behavior. Identify the people, situations, and thoughts that drain your energy or lower your confidence. This may include relationships that constantly bring criticism without support, environments that reward mediocrity, or repetitive negative self-talk that convinces you that your efforts are futile. Awareness alone is powerful because it allows you to make deliberate choices about what you allow to remain in your life. A gardener cannot remove weeds they do not see, and similarly, you cannot eliminate negativity that you fail to recognize. Once you are aware of negativity, the next step is to reduce or remove it. This may involve setting boundaries with toxic individuals, limiting exposure to unhelpful media, or replacing negative thought patterns with constructive ones. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive influences creates an atmosphere in which growth becomes possible. When people encourage your progress, celebrate small victories, and offer guidance rather than judgment, it becomes easier to maintain motivation and clarity. By intentionally shaping your environment and mental space, you protect the seeds of success you have planted and give them room to grow. Distractions require a similar approach. In today's fast-paced world, it is easy to allow constant interruptions and trivial tasks to steal your focus. A single unchecked distraction may seem harmless, but over time, small diversions accumulate into significant lost opportunity. To overcome distractions, you must cultivate focus and discipline. Prioritize what truly matters, organize your time, and eliminate activities that do not contribute to your long-term goals. Just as a gardener carefully removes debris and prevents competing plants from consuming resources, you must clear your mental and physical space so that your efforts are concentrated on what produces results. Equally important is mastering your internal dialogue. Many of the obstacles to progress are self-imposed, arising from doubt, fear, or limiting beliefs. Thoughts such as, "I am not capable," "I will never succeed," or "it's too late to start," are all forms of negativity that can immobilize action. To overcome this, you must actively challenge and reframe these beliefs. Replace self-doubt with self-encouragement, fear with cautious courage, and limitation with possibility. Affirm your potential through consistent reflection, deliberate action, and the practice of gratitude. Like sunlight nourishing a plant, positive internal dialogue nurtures your efforts and strengthens your resolve. Another powerful tool in overcoming negativity and distractions is deliberate habit formation. Habits act as a shield, automating productive behaviors and reducing the influence of destructive impulses. When you create routines that prioritize focus, learning, and growth, you reduce the mental energy required to resist distractions. For example, setting aside dedicated time each day for deep work, exercise, or skill development ensures that essential tasks receive attention before trivial diversions can interfere. Consistent routines reinforce your commitment, cultivate discipline, and create momentum that propels you forward even when external circumstances are challenging. Finally, overcoming negativity and distractions is a continuous process. Just as weeds can reappear in a well-tended garden, negative influences and interruptions will inevitably arise. The difference between success and stagnation lies in vigilance and persistence. Regularly evaluate your environment, relationships, habits, and mindset to ensure they continue to support your goals. Confront new sources of distraction promptly, reinforce positive patterns, and maintain clarity about what truly matters. Over time, this deliberate attention transforms your environment, your thoughts, and your actions, creating a foundation where your potential can thrive without being undermined. By recognizing negativity and distractions, reducing their influence, mastering internal dialogue, cultivating productive habits, and maintaining vigilance, you protect the energy, focus, and determination required for meaningful success. These efforts ensure that the seeds you have planted are given space to grow and develop into something remarkable. Without such protection and intentionality, even the most promising beginnings can be stifled. By learning to rise above negativity and distractions, you align yourself with the forces that enable growth, achievement, and lasting fulfillment. If you like, I can continue by expanding the next section, feedback and adjustment, in the same style so your speech or essay flows seamlessly toward completion. Success is not a solitary journey. It is amplified when shared and multiplied. Many people measure success only by what they achieve for themselves, the wealth they accumulate, the accolades they earn, or the personal goals they accomplish. While these are important, true success reaches its highest potential when it is extended beyond the self. Like a fruitful tree that drops seeds into the soil for new growth, success has the power to inspire, educate, and empower others. Sharing your achievements and knowledge not only benefits those around you, but it also reinforces and multiplies your own growth, creating a cycle of positive impact that expands far beyond your initial efforts. The first way to share success is through mentorship and guidance. When you take the time to teach, coach, or advise others, you are planting seeds in their lives, just as you once planted seeds in your own. Your experiences, the lessons learned from mistakes, the strategies that worked, and the insights gained through persistence become tools that can accelerate someone else's progress. Mentorship is not just about imparting knowledge. It is about demonstrating by example, showing others what dedication, discipline, and vision look like in practice. By helping others navigate challenges more effectively, you multiply the value of your own hard work and create a network of growth that continues to expand. Sharing success also involves collaboration. Working with others toward a common goal allows for the combination of skills, perspectives, and resources that one person alone could never achieve. Collaboration fosters innovation and problem-solving while strengthening relationships and trust. When you include others in your journey, you benefit from their strengths and insights, and in turn, your success reaches higher and farther than it could have in isolation. Just as a garden thrives when different plants grow together symbiotically, your achievements flourish when shared with capable, motivated individuals who complement your efforts. Generosity is another crucial aspect of multiplying success. This doesn't only refer to financial generosity, although that can be impactful. It encompasses the sharing of time, energy, encouragement, and recognition. Celebrate the achievements of others, offer support when challenges arise, and provide opportunities for growth wherever possible. Acts of generosity create goodwill, build relationships, and establish an environment in which success is both valued and nurtured. When you invest in the growth of others, you are effectively investing in the expansion of your own influence and impact. Sharing knowledge is equally important. The lessons you've learned, the strategies you've developed, and the insights you've gained are all resources that can benefit others if communicated effectively. Whether through writing, speaking, teaching, or informal conversation, sharing knowledge ensures that others can avoid pitfalls, make faster progress, and aspire to greater achievements. Knowledge multiplies because it is not diminished when shared. In fact, it often grows. By contributing your wisdom to the growth of others, you create a ripple effect of improvement, innovation, and empowerment that extends far beyond your immediate reach. Another aspect of multiplying success is inspiring others to take action. Success is contagious. When people witness someone achieving their goals through consistent effort, discipline, and perseverance, they are motivated to pursue their own ambitions. By embodying the principles that lead to success, you create a living example that others can emulate. Your actions speak louder than words, and your commitment to growth demonstrates that extraordinary results are achievable. This inspiration can spark movements, transform communities, and create a culture of progress and achievement. Finally, sharing and multiplying success is about leaving a legacy. True accomplishment is measured not only by personal gains, but by the positive impact you have on the lives of others. The seeds you plant through mentorship, collaboration, generosity, and inspiration continue to grow long after your initial efforts. Each person you help, each lesson you impart, and each opportunity you provide contributes to a chain reaction of success that multiplies indefinitely. By sharing what you have learned and achieved, you ensure that your influence extends far beyond your own life, touching generations to come and creating a harvest far greater than you could have produced alone. By mentoring, collaborating, sharing knowledge, inspiring action, and leaving a legacy, you amplify the power of your efforts and turn personal success into a force for widespread growth and improvement. The impact of success is limited only by how willing you are to share it. When you embrace the principle of multiplication, you not only enrich the lives of others but also elevate your own journey, creating a cycle of continuous growth, opportunity, and achievement that extends far beyond what you could accomplish alone.